Hey everybody, we're Pole DFS. I'm Ricky.
I'm Keaton.
And we're going to be talking today about some golf again.
RBC Heritage, the Harbour Town Links golf course.
Yes. We are not talking about the Masters anymore, unlike his shirt.
I had to wear it. It was a cool shirt, and I got it this weekend, so had to wear it. It's a golf shirt, rep Charlotte.
You can wear it any day next April.
Next April?
Yep,
Perfect.
Exactly. As usual, we will walk through all of our housekeeping and make sure that you know we're here. Our weekly show, but I haven't opened mine yet, is the 3C West Coast. This is my
West Coast IPA from
this
Triple
is
C
the
Brewery.
only beer I get tonight because I have to work later.
Here in Charlotte, North Carolina.
So, unfortunately, I don't get to throw about 3 of these back, but we're going to taste it and see whether or not I would like to.
Oh, it tastes like 3 to me. It tastes like missing work tomorrow.
It's very good.
It tastes like missing work?
Definitely. Unfortunately not. But anything tastes like that. But it's fine. Anyways, we want to thank our viewers for a very successful Master show. It was our most viewers ever. So we appreciate that. And if you haven't watched us before, A, you're in for a ride. B,
how did you find us? Please comment and let us know below.
Yes, that's a great one. But also, even if you haven't or have, make sure to like this video. Make sure to subscribe to where you get updates when we post new ones. We post a golf show and a NASCAR show each week. Well, most weeks. Basically every week.
Basically
we fit most weeks. We're still on the beginner side, so we're of the video making and the scheduling.
So we'll take any tips or feedback down in the comments too.
Yep, and as usual, make sure to comment below or tweet at us at PinDFS. Who you think's going to win? Any questions you have, we will give you definitely our opinions on it. I'm not sure our educated guesses and our
shenanigans.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're going to walk through how we did last week at the Masters, which was aggressively meh.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to describe it.
But that's kind of how all the DFS goes.
Week.
Yeah.
It was definitely on one of my worst weeks in terms of percentage loss.
But nonetheless, we'll then move into this week's RBC Heritage. We'll talk about the course, talk about the favorites, we'll talk about the sleepers, we'll talk about our player pool, and then Keaton will talk about his picks to go forward. I'll input a little bit of here and there, and we'll have some fun. But anyways, as you said, you're going to talk about how you did last week.
Yeah, so it started off strong. I had double the field on Hideki, the eventual winner, which was great. And I was double the field coming out of the cuts with 6 of 6 percentage. I had about 35% 6 of 6, which was great. Unfortunately, my core was pretty weak. So of the core that missed the cut, I had Cantley and Berger pretty high. Berger was actually a little less than the field, but JT 36%. He was my lock of the week. I played him in my one and done, and I played him 36% of my lineups. And he got going. He was looking like he was going to make a run. He was actually the Vegas favorite coming into Saturday's round, and really fell off after that rain break delay on Saturday. I think Hideki took all his mojo, and Hideki ended up shooting like 7 under, and JT went 4 up. So. Not great. Bryson really never got it going. He was my other second highest owned golfer.
Yeah, that's
30%.
Kind of just to follow up on that for me. I didn't have quite as many people get through 6 of 6s, but I had a couple that were in pretty good position about midday Friday or Saturday, I guess. And all 6 of them were in the top about 15, and then they just kind of hung out there and maybe fell a little bit. But never really. Everyone was just like second to third page of the leaderboard.
No one got it going.
And so I had a lot of Zalatoris, which is good. But he was really the only guy on the first page that I had, unfortunately. And everyone else was just like chilling out on that second page.
No Rose, no Leishman, no.
Which maybe on a normal week where there wasn't so many entries, it might have been a lot better, but...
the other one I forgot to put on here was Harmon. I actually was feeling pretty good when Harmon was one of the early leaders.
Also, same with Harmon.
I had a pretty high Harmon percentage, and then he, like I said, he pretty much shot even
par
after the first couple days.
Which, I mean, would be good, but when they all just hang out right there.
Yeah, you got to have someone go.
You just need somebody to push.
So, Rose, I didn't have Rose. Rough week for my core, and overall a bad DFS week. So, on to the RBC Heritage. So. This course is in Hilton Head, South Carolina. I actually tried to get my wife to make a quick trip down there this weekend. She told me that was too spontaneous and it wasn't going to work because we have a child. So,
that's fair.
we are not going to go this week, but there are tickets still available if y'all want to go.
There's nothing stopping why I'm racing this weekend.
So
there is actually something that's stopping.
But this is a par 71, a little bit shorter course, 7,100 yards, only 3 par 5s. And yes, that is the correct spelling. Harbour Town, as in, I guess with the Golf Links there, I guess they're saying it's British spelling there. And so we've got our prior winners and runners-up. Last year, Webb Simpson won. Abe Answer runner-up. CT Pan won in 2019 with Kutcher running up.
And then
Ricky's favorite golfer, Satoshi Kodiari.
I've not heard of a lot of these people, which is not a good sign for me. I don't know who Wesley Bryan is.
And Siwoo, my favorite golfer, was runner-up.
I like Siwoo a lot, and I actually know it is. I do know who Luke Donald is.
Jim Furyk has the strongest course history of anyone up here, having won twice and runner-up twice.
Yeah,
albeit not since 2015.
He'll be an interesting one to talk about because he has been very consistent up until a couple weeks ago at making cuts, and then he missed the cut the 1 week that I was heavy on him. So he's definitely somebody to keep an eye on because he does have really, really good course history here. Plus, he's a guy that you feel pretty good about making the cuts, even as an older guy. And not only that, but as we'll talk a little bit more about. I think one of the big things that you talked about when we were playing the show is hitting fairways and that type of thing. And that's something that Furyk does do well, even if he doesn't necessarily drive it all that well.
Yeah, you don't need to be a long driver here. An accurate driver is way more important.
Yeah. So, and building off of that, I think if you want to add in a little bit about the course.
So this is a Pete Dye design course.
And you want to go down there?
It's rain off and on. The weekend looks better than the rest of the weekend. Looks like early showers and then possibly some scattered. But I'm just itching to do something. I got my second COVID vaccine today, and I feel like I'm ready to go out on the town. Do you think that you could get a ticket for the top of the light tower? I imagine it's more than the $100 and whatever I saw tickets today available for.
It's probably definitely a little bit.
But that's their famous view. It looks gorgeous. Yeah, I've definitely played this course on Tiger Woods. I have seen a lot of people saying that on Twitter, that this is a very difficult Tiger Woods course.
If for the record, if anyone would like for me to start doing videos in which I play the courses that are being played on the video games, awesome. I will definitely do that because that seems. We could go fun. Live on Wednesday. You play. I build lineups. Playing, you telling me me explaining. I'll caddy. Exactly. Be like, should I hit a 4 or a 5 here? But anyway, so yeah, it's this course definitely favors the approach. It's got very tiny greens. I actually think it's the smallest greens of any PGA course. Very narrow, very tree-lined fairways, and so that off-the-tee accuracy is really important. And then the around-the-green game, since there's not going to be much on the way of on-the-green game, I think we'll have some opportunity for some scoring, like we saw Hideki do actually with some chip-ins to get some of those eagle opportunities. Yeah, perfect. And going into the field and who's here, it is some names you know, some names you don't know, or I don't know. It's probably a mixed strength field. Better or worse than the Valero? Probably stronger than Valero. I think it's probably right. You have probably primarily because of this next bullet point. These RBC sponsored golfers. These guys all have to play because they're sponsored by RBC, and they get to play. I'm sorry, yes, they get to play because they're sponsored by RBC. But I imagine a couple of these guys, particularly like Webb, who played pretty well last week. I mean, DJ, it's his home state. Is it really? Yeah, he's from South Carolina. Okay. Today I learned. But yeah, you can see that some of these former RBC golfers have done really well at this course, and they're also some of the stronger golfers in the field because and depending on whether or not you think Charlotte's in North Carolina or South Carolina, might also be Webb Simpson's Charlotte, DJ home state. No, DJ's not. He's from South Carolina. But top 65 back to the normal cut, and our normal cut sweat on Friday. Probably expecting a much lower 6 of 6 than we saw at the Masters, although the Masters came in much lower than I thought. I think on the show I said upper 30s, and unless you were me, it was not upper 30s. It was still on about the week. How'd the rest of the weekend go for you? Total bollocks. The field was about 17%, 17.5, I believe, for the Masters. I'm guessing we'll be back sub 10 here. Looking at the favorites, it's literally the people who are the most expensive. There is not many surprises here.
The only one up here that kind of surprised me, and I guess the only one that jumps out as mispriced really, is Tyrrell Hatton at 95.
But he's not played great lately. You also spelt his name wrong.
Did I?
You did, yeah.
And you even told
me
how to spell it.
Give the man some respect.
Right.
Give the man
Put some respect on spelling his name right. How do you spell
but
it?
he has been 2 R's.
2 R's.
But he he's a guy that hasn't necessarily been playing up to the level that he has played in the past before.
Yeah,
he played all right at the Masters though. Where did he end up playing?
He had a stronger Sunday,
like
so
15. Right?
He was kind of like Rahm. He didn't have as strong of a Sunday as Rahm, but he had a strong Sunday. Like Rahm was never really in contention, but ended up finishing Rahm finished 5th or something. So 5 years or 10 years from now, you'll look back and think Rahm actually played pretty well, but really Rahm was never in this tournament.
He had a really good Sunday.
Rahm was -6 on Sunday, and you needed him for Sunday Showdown, but you didn't need him for about anything else in the
Hatton had finished 18th, and honestly, he hasn't played terrible before that. He missed the cut at the Players, but then he finished 21st at the Arnold Palmer, 22nd at the Workday Championship. So he played all right. He hadn't been competing for the wins in the same way that you would normally expect
a top 10 golfer in the world
to do, and he's definitely capable of, which honestly might mean that he comes out and destroys this week.
And if he's at low ownership this week because people aren't as high on his recent form, it could be an opportunity.
And somebody who's not on the favorites list but is starting to very creep up in price is Will Zalatoris, who I'm still pumping this week, who's at 9,700.
We talked a little bit before the show.
Still bumping him.
A little concerned that he may...
Keaton's been concerned every week.
Every week he does well. Every week he comes out and continues to do well. I shouldn't be concerned. But
he plays
a ton.
He said after he finished on Sunday, the win is coming.
I believe
and that means that I'm going to have him in the lineups until the wins come, and then also probably way too long after.
He's really, really, really
And he's
good.
very young, so that means I need to play DFS for like 25 years to be putting him in lineups when I should.
I mean, he'll be your Jim Furyk from now.
Exactly.
Yeah. Can't wait.
But nonetheless,
he's really good. He was also a really good sport with all of the caddy jokes about him being Happy Gilmore's caddy. Exactly. Yeah. Thank you. He retweeted back and said he would be happy to caddy for Mr. Gilmore anytime. That was pretty funny.
He's just very, very good at golf.
He's extremely good at golf. Although I will say he putted out of his mind. That's probably the best we'll ever see him putt, is that he putted at Augusta.
But and his locks are not as flowing as Cam Smith's though.
No, if he shaved the top of his head though, he could have a mullet like Cam Smith.
Yeah, just right there.
Yeah.
Oh man, gosh, what makes me want to grow my hair out again?
I mean, Cam Smith could really have the.
But Keaton has listed some sleepers on here, and I'm not sure I want any of them. But if you would like to bet and probably lose your money, you can get some decent odds.
I did bet my boy Siwoo Kim at plus 4,500 earlier in the week.
I don't see him on this chart. Sorry.
I didn't put him on there. He was too middling. He was not quite a sleeper, not quite a favorite. And I also, who else did I believe I bet? Siwoo, and I bet Fitz at plus 2,200, but Fitz is super, super popular this week.
2,200?
I'm sorry, plus 2,200, yes. So Fitz
I'm sorry, he's not in the favorites list.
I know, he didn't. I'm surprised. I don't know why he did not make my favorites list.
You got some bad odds, man.
I did. I think I did get bad odds because I think you probably get them better than that.
But, yeah, so these are definitely some people to keep an eye on. And right there, we'll talk a little bit later. We really like the $7,000 range this week. There's a lot of really, really good guys that maybe not necessarily have the same win equity and win potential as some of the upper guys, but definitely I think are going to perform well, and you're going to want in your lineups to round them out or round them up, I guess. You're probably still going to need somebody a little bit less expensive, but something
good middle options.
But and then as we go to pricing, it also probably depends on how many of these people you get.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't see myself getting to DJ. He is so expensive. $700 more than Cantlay, almost $1,000 more than Webb. I would rather play Webb. I would rather play Morikawa, and that's probably not taking into account the salary discount. DJ might fall into until I see his game come back. He's
it's
just not going to be on my team.
He's going to be 12-5.
Yeah, I mean that's fair, but Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be on Team DJ for a while. I can see him wanting to play his 2 rounds and go home. Like, he's got a sponsor. He's a sponsored golfer. He's got to be.
He's already home, man. He's in his home state.
Where in South Carolina does he live? Can he sleep in his own bed? Does he live on Hilton Head?
No, he might live on Hilton Head now, but he's from like upstate South Carolina, isn't he? Or Columbia or somewhere. Let's see.
Oh, okay, that's not far. He's basically a Charlottean.
Sure.
We'll claim him.
That doesn't actually sound right.
Charlotte.
He's from Columbia.
Columbia, yeah, it's like an hour south of here. But yeah, this top list.
He resides in Palm Beach Gardens.
Perfect. Yeah, so he lives in Florida now. Cantlay is going to be super under-owned. No one's going to want him after his horrific Masters run. And that is a reason I am inclined to play him. I watched a fair number of his
last couple.
He hasn't. Yeah, he's had a miscut.
It wasn't
just
last week. Yeah.
He had a good run at the match play. He actually played really, really well at the match play, but ended up ultimately losing to, was it? I can't remember who he lost to. But he lost in the round game, but he was one of the lowest, or had the best shots gained of the group and still ended up losing, which is incredible. But he played well there, and he's a good golfer, right? And this course, he's got amazing course history. I don't think he's finished worse than 8th in his runs here.
10-9 is very expensive.
10-9 is expensive, and but his ownership. I think because of the ownership, I'm going to have. If he's 5% owned, I'm going to have 10%. So
yeah, I mean that's fair.
I won't go crazy, but I'm going to try to get double the field on Cantlay. I'm going to give him another chance.
Yeah.
I think he's too good of a golfer. He stacks up too well for this type of course because he is a ball striker, not necessarily a distance striker. But you're right. I do like Webb and I do like Morikawa, especially for the price.
I like Webb, Morikawa, and then I also like Berger of the redemption from
last time Berger missed the cut, he won a tournament. So
that's a stat right there.
I'm just saying.
And not only that, but he was on the course. He made that tweet about the reason why I had a beer gut. It was great. It was.
He was there. What was he saying? He was watching Zalatoris, or who was watching?
Xander? He was watching somebody.
I don't remember who was there watching, but yeah, he was on the sideline at the Masters. Said he had to pee.
Nonetheless, yeah, I have a lot of Berger. I have a lot of Morikawa. I'm going to have a hard time getting off of Webb.
I think Webb will be very, very popular.
He's going to be super popular, but who's to say I don't go double?
Otherwise, up here, I'm really not sure anyone's going to be uber popular.
Yeah.
I think you have decent ownership on Webb, and I think you may actually have decent ownership on Cam Smith because he played pretty well at the Masters.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see Cam Smith because this is the first week that he's really pushed into that upper price tag.
We are used to $8,500 Cam Smith,
and he makes a lot of sense at $8,500. I'm not sold on 10-2, even though he's a great golfer. I mean, great golfer, but he did miss the cut. He did miss the cut the one time that I pushed him really hard, and it hurt my feelings. So. I'm not sure that's true.
But his hair is just...
it's so flowing.
He seems like a fun guy. I'd drink some beers with Cam Smith.
Absolutely. Coming down here, I'm staying behind Will Zalatoris. His 30 tournaments that he's played in. Keep him going, Will.
Dude's incredible.
He's a young man. He's got unlimited energy. And he's ready to go this week.
And he needs a tour win. I mean, I can't imagine what his FedEx Point Cup's potential points would be after last week's second place. But coming into it,
I imagine it's top 10.
Probably, yeah. He was 31st had he been able to score points. Let's be clear, he is scoring
points. He
gets
the points if he wins.
But he needs a win to be eligible for FedEx Cup playoff. And like Ricky said, he's probably in the 10 range after finishing second at the Masters. So. Dude's absolutely incredible, but he needs a W, and who's to say it's not this week?
We're all pulling for it.
Yeah.
Also on here, I was big last week on M. He killed me in a lot of my lineups. But I'm going back to the well once more.
It's another good golfer.
Because he's very good. He hits his irons very well.
Yep.
Do I need more reasons?
Not at this course.
Oh, there you go.
He hits his irons well, and he's going to be low owned.
And also, I think he's better than the people above him. At least to... I don't know.
Sure, he's better than Coco.
Connors has been playing great.
Yeah.
And, I think he's better. I would rather have him, and I do have him, instead of Fitzpatrick or Casey.
And Fitzpatrick is the hotness around the industry this week. Every radio or every show I've turned on this week has talked about Fitzpatrick. So
we are standing out by saying that Fitzpatrick missing the cut.
Pivot to Sanjay.
Pivot to Sanjay, boys and girls. Pivot to Sanjay.
Save $100. Get different.
In a lot of real way, I don't have Hatton in my lineup so far that I built. I may try to find him though, because all the things we talked about. But I definitely have Zalatoris. I definitely have Connors again, even though he's kind of in the same group of what we were talking about, where his price keeps creeping up.
It's getting expensive,
and so
he's
is
still going to be
Zalatoris.
high owned because he has played well at the Masters. He was chalk at the Masters, and he played well.
He continues just to play really well.
Yeah.
But he was also 69 or
he was dirt cheap at the Masters. Dirt cheap.
It was so bad.
Yeah, and he was one of the few where I guess a lot of the chalk went pretty well at the Masters.
But literally like 8th, 14th, 7th, 3rd, 68th. That's a miscut. 17th. That's his last 6 tournaments.
One miscut, and then the rest just all top 25s.
Yeah. And so like, you know, I would feel comfortable even paying $9,300. Let me rephrase that. I am paying $9,300 for him.
He can win this tournament. You can honestly start a lineup. You could go Zalatoris, Connors down and have a really good lineup.
Have multiple of them.
Yeah.
And then in this range, this is the range where I'm actually skipping out a lot of.
You have last year's runner-up, Abe Answer, right up top. I am a big Answer fan. I am a big Answer DFS player. I'm going to have him this week. I'm not sure I feel great about it. His form has been just a little off the last few weeks, and we'll see if he can pick it back up. Like I said, I am going to continue to play Abe Answer. I like him as a player. I'm a fan, and he is a good golfer if he can get his iron game going. Fleetwood is someone who has actually played really well, sporadically well, I guess, over the last few weeks. He had that first ace.
One really good shot.
Yeah, he had the first ace of the Masters. Coco also had an ace at the Masters, so that was pretty cool. But Fleetwood had the first one.
I had an
Fleetwood
ace
had some good...
about 12 years ago.
Really?
That's all I got. Well, I've had 2, but the last one was about 12 years ago.
Okay, that's all pretty cool.
But it was not at the Masters.
And then Brian Harmon down here is someone we talked about a little earlier that just plays
still like
well.
Harmon.
Yeah,
I imagine he's going to be heavy on this week. Am I wrong?
I think that's probably
if
true.
If he's not heavy on, he should be.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Towards the top of the leaderboard. You got Sergio, who's still putting with his eyes closed.
Yeah, I don't have any strong feelings. I mean, Shane Lowry's not played terrible, but not played great. He's kind of expensive for what I would want to pay. Harry English, I think you said that you might try to get some of.
I might.
Do you have a strong feeling, or do you have a strong opinion on that, or is that just somebody who makes sense in the lineup?
Stay in my player pool. I'm not sure how much of him I will end up getting, but I do like playing Harry English, particularly when he is not popular, and he has not been getting the buzz this week.
So Billy Horschel apologized for how he acted on Sunday. Do you think that that's going to make him play better or worse this weekend?
Did he grind his club? What did he do on Sunday?
No, he had like a meltdown. He got really mad.
I didn't see it. That's fantastic.
So I don't know if you saw on Saturday, he hit the ball in the wall. Well, he was mad basically. The dude was mad all Saturday and Sunday. He could not have had a fun Saturday and Sunday.
All right.
But he hit the ball in the water on 15 maybe. 13, I don't know, one of the 8-man corner holes.
Okay.
And had to take his shoes off and get in there and chip it out. And he chipped it out. It was fine. But apparently on Sunday, and I actually didn't see the video until I just saw the video of him being angry and hitting his club in. I didn't see his shots, but apparently he did the same thing on Sunday, and he proceeded to like leave it in the creek like twice, and he made a bunch of a big number, and then he hit his club 5 times in the bag. And then,
not as good as the Siwoo meltdown where he snapped his putter and had to putt the rest of the round.
Siwoo is a legend. He should have, if only he'd hit those putts.
Putting wood.
If only he would have hit those putts, it would have been great.
He still made the legend that he is. But I feel like kind of that meltdown really hurt Siwoo. My hot take is Siwoo would have won that tournament absent his meltdown.
That seems strong, but I like it.
But yeah, Siwoo is an emotional player. We've had him have
passionate
flare-ups in the past, as well as some off-the-course incidents. But yeah, Siwoo is still one of my favorites.
But anyways, the rest of the people here, I still don't want any of Lee Westwood. I think he's still priced too high. He's riding off of that like month and a half ago.
Just
2 really good tournaments, and just the rest of the time it's not been good.
He looked terrible at the Masters.
He looked really bad at the Masters.
He needs his fiance back on the bag.
Probably. He needs to kick the sun off the back.
But no, his son's a really crappy caddy.
But anyways, Kevin Na, I don't have strong feelings about, other than that when he withdrew from the Players after day 1.
Kutcher's a former winner down there.
Yeah, but he didn't play well. He's not playing great.
He's turning into an old man because he's an old man.
I mean, he played well at Valero. Is that right? Did I make that up?
And he also played well at the
match play. Maybe he didn't play well at the Valero, but he played well at the match play. So he's definitely a guy. But just at 8,000, when we go down to the first 6 people here, I would rather have honestly the first 7. Maybe
Pulte Cakes, I might take a fair amount of
maybe
this
Poulter,
week.
Definitely Brendan Gray. So 7, at least 7 out of the top 8.
I can't decide if I want to cheer for Poulter because I like him and his like general personality, or if I think he's a good golfer.
I will say I never really had a super positive opinion of Ian Poulter.
Yeah.
Up until
that Rory
recently,
video.
Up until the videos, they make me laugh.
He's very funny. But down on this list for real guys that I actually really like, Siwoo, Russ Henley is someone that I think has a lot of potential in this field.
I'm pumping Bobby Mack.
I can't figure out why Charlie Hoffman is only $7,800 when guys that were typically around him have gotten the bump up. It's like Hoffman played well at Valero, had that amazing Friday, Saturday, Sunday run. Terrible Thursday.
I think his only problem is I don't think he's quite as flashy in the scoring side.
Okay.
Because I mean, like you said, he's played great, but like his scoring per game is still only 68.5.
Well, and a lot of that he did come off an injury earlier in the season, but since he's been healthy, I think he's played.
Don't worry, I
pretty well. But yeah, I mean that's a fair point. But I'm gonna own Charlie at a fair.
This is the live type of action you get.
Yeah, love it. Live lookups. And then going down the list, Kisner is someone that I think this course just sets up well for. He has talked about how he doesn't like the long courses. He's talked about Masters is basically he's trying to show up, make the cut, and get the paycheck for making the cut. But I mean,
what you really want your golfer to say?
Well, I didn't play him at the Masters, but I'll play him here because this is a short course. This fits his style a lot better. He's really good with the irons. He's not necessarily a long guy. And so I'll have Kisner a fair amount here.
Yeah. Hoffman 2nd, 34th, 17th, 10th, 52nd, 7th.
Okay, so kind of a scattered history there.
I mean, his biggest problem is that when he doesn't have a great day, or when he doesn't have a great round, that he's not as up and down as Bobby Mack was so up and down.
He had the most colorful scorecard I had ever seen.
It was so much, but it scored points.
He played very few
even though he
holes
didn't
at par.
necessarily play as well. I definitely still have some. Who else do I have on here?
The Zudenhout? I know you said you were rocking.
Zudenhout, yeah.
9 of 9 cuts. That's sexy down here.
Yeah, that looks good. I also like Brendan Grace, who does not have 9 of 9 cuts, but he has made 9 cuts nonetheless.
Is he a former winner here?
He is a former winner here. He won at Puerto Rico.
There you go.
About a month and a half ago, 3 months ago. I don't even know. I really like Sebastian Munoz. I don't have a ton of him. But I still like the guy. Also, apparently, if you are playing Showdown first round, he has had the first round lead like 2 or 3 times this year.
All right. Well,
he did not have it after the Masters, though.
I might throw in a Showdown line for Munoz now.
But nonetheless, he is also somebody who...
But this range is just stacked.
Yeah. He is also somebody who is pretty up and down, so even if he finishes... even if he barely makes the cut, he's going to get you some birdie points.
Yeah.
But, I mean, obviously that's probably not going to win you the tournament. But, yeah, it's just stacked. You could throw a dart at any of these people, and
I will have a lot.
You could have a good reason to have any of them,
or 2 of 3
which is why I'm staying out of a lot of the $8,000 guys, just because I just prefer them better.
I think there's some pivots down here, guys that you can switch to off of some higher owned guys. Down here, actually, I think the ownership is pretty decent. I don't actually see. Maybe Strelman will be popular.
Strowman's played pretty well.
Yeah, I can see him being popular. I could see maybe Fratelli being popular.
He's going to be popular with me.
And then otherwise, really no one else down here I can see carrying ownership, which is why I really like a couple of these guys.
I think that's fair. I think somebody would be interested to watch who killed me last week at the Masters was Zach Johnson. who I pumped in our show and then proceeded to miss the cut. It was great. I love
He's better on short courses, so this could be better for him.
He's a very accurate driver, and he's somebody who maybe could pop off at a place that wasn't as heavy on the long drive as Augusta is nowadays.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I know Brendan Todd is somebody who people were pumping last week.
And
he was
pretty
super
consistent.
cheap, but he's pretty consistent. I don't have a strong feeling about anyone. I have a lot of Harold Varner because we pumped him 2 weeks ago and he missed the cut, which means he's going back in.
And he's from Charlotte,
and
so
he's from
Gastonia, whatever.
So.
Someone actually that I have a fair amount of this week, and I didn't have any last week, is Matt Thompson. He is a good short course, but he actually played really well last week at Augusta, made the cut, played well for his price tag. So I'll have Thompson this week because this course I think sets up better for his skill set.
Are you gonna have a lineup of just former winners?
That is aggressive.
Pan, Wesley Bryan.
I mean, you could do it and have all the salary left over.
I
mean, Webb, you get the high-end Webb,
You can get Webb.
I might take runner-ups and winners. You could do an answer Webb lineup. CT Pan, Siwoo, Furyk.
Cheater.
I like that lineup.
And then as we move to like the sub-7 guys, I'm also going to look at all the sub-7 guys.
Yeah, because these are my favorites. So
anybody to pop.
I'm sure Ricky has some different favorites. But down in the sub-7K, there's not a ton of guys that I really want to play. I think the pricing is decent this week. I'd rather have the high 7 guys that we talked about.
You're not pumping Doug Gim. You pump Doug Gim every week, man.
I know, and I feel like that was one of the reasons I went off Gim this week is because I pump Gim every week. Of course I love Gim. I pump Naismith every week, and I'm pumping him again. So what the heck? But Ryan Moore is also 6,900. Chase Seifert 6,700, and Patton Kazari 6,500. Are all guys that I think can outsize their value, particularly in GPPs. And then we talked about our former winner lineups. You could have a dirt cheap former winner lineup, even if you went up and throw Webb at, 10-7. 10-7. You can really afford all the rest of these guys. So
yep.
Would be a hilarious lineup that's not going to Under 7, what you got?
I mean, if you're doing 150 lineups, might as well do one of that.
I'm not sure I'm going to 150 max this week. I'm debating that still.
It's probably a good call on your part. On this, I have quite a bit of Wyndham Clark. He's not played great the last few weeks, but he has played decent this year as a whole. Or he has a good tournament this year, actually. Let me rephrase that. I think he's a pretty good golfer for what we're talking. I also have some Tom Hogue because he's played well, probably a little bit above his weight in a few of these tournaments, especially the off ones. I mean, he had a 12th at the Valero, 22nd at the Players, even if he missed the cut at the Honda. So he's definitely somebody who, at 6,400, I was able to make a lot of my laps look a little better by getting.
That makes sense.
But outside of that, yeah, it's kind of what you were saying. There's not a ton of people down here that I'm going to want to have. I saw maybe Stuart Sink. Honestly, he played so well at the Masters and annoyed the bejesus out of me. I took him out of my lineups.
I didn't play him in DFS, but I bet him to make the cut.
But yeah, I would rather have Furyk than him. But still, is that true? Maybe, I don't know. Anyways, I don't want either one of those. But yeah, so just going from there.
Now to some of our favorites, possibly my favorites. Although I will say the first part is heavily influenced by Ricky. So,
what first part?
Our favorite golfers on the next slide.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah. Again, I talked about it a minute ago. I like M. I like Berger. I like Bobby Mack. I like Willie Z. And I like Siwoo.
And I like Hatton.
I also like Webb.
And I like Henley.
Can I make a line? I can't make a lineup. That's too cheap.
There's no one. You don't have the 8,500. Even if you went the 2,7,900 guys, Willie Z and Hatton. You might be able to do Bobby Mack, Siwoo, Henley, Willie Z, Hatton. And then you might have to go cheap.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Do it right now. Those are 5. Let me see. Let's see who's faster. All right, I'm going to build these 5. I'm going to put it in the $5 Don't Do Me Bro.
I probably have one of these lineups already.
We're going to go with, what do you say, Henley. We got Siwoo. We got Webb. Willie Z, Hatton, and Bobby Mack. Is not. We're $3,500 over. So we could kill on the top end. You could kill Webb and get former winner CT Pan. Welcome to the team.
I don't like where this is going.
And I'm killing that lineup. Okay, that lineup's not going in anything.
I don't love where this is going.
So we're going to need to put some of our value plays in that one, but mix and match. But those are some of the guys in the top end that we'll be playing.
Top and middle, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but I think it's exactly what we were talking about, though. We like kind of the people in like the $9,000 range, and then we like the guys that are in the high sevens.
Yep.
And don't necessarily love the $8,000 guys.
And don't love any of the super expensive guys, minus Webb and I guess Berger a little bit. I'll play, like I said.
Don't love any of them except for like 2 out of them.
2 out of the 6.
Yeah, so I think that these are the people that I have a lot of. Not necessarily my core. I don't know what I would call my core off the top of my head, but
I haven't built my core yet. But I'll post it if you guys are interested. If someone leaves a comment asking for it, I will post it once I make my core Wednesday night.
But anyways, so that is our favorite golfer. Is that our last slide?
We have one slide because we have a Wells Fargo Championship.
When is that?
It is May 12th, I believe it starts.
12th.
May 10th, possibly. It's early May. But we have tickets to the Monday to Wednesday practice and Pro-Am, as well as the Friday event. So we'll go out there. We're going to buy some swag.
We'll be shooting some vidges.
Yeah, we'll shoot some videos from the course if we're allowed to. I know they don't technically allow you to have your cell phone out there, or at least in the years past they haven't. Maybe they've relaxed recently.
We might take some videos around the course.
We might take some illicit videos.
We might take a 10-second snip of me going, "We're at the Wells Fargo."
Yeah, watch our fleets on the tweet.
We'll definitely be fleeting.
I've never fleeted before, but that feels like a good time to fleet.
Does it though?
It does. It feels like the right time to fleet.
Follow us on Snapchat.
But anyways, we'll be out at the tournament, and then we're gonna buy some Wells Fargo swag. So
3rd through the 9th.
Huh? 3rd through the 9th. Okay, so even early May, yeah. So we'll be out there Monday and Wednesday. It's the Pro-Am. It's a good opportunity to get some signatures from some golfers.
So if any of y'all are there, hit us up. We will meet our.
We'll buy you a beer.
We'll meet our fans that exist.
Yeah, if you exist and you live in Charlotte and you're going to the tournament Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Friday, let us know. We'll buy you a beer.
Yeah.
But we're going to buy some like flags, maybe a polo, something like that to give away on the show. Just some cool Wells Fargo Championship swag because I've got a fair amount of it. And
have some fun. But we'll definitely post our reaction video. Well, that's what we should do. We should post a reaction video.
Go to the Monday Pro-Am and post a reaction?
Yeah. Be like, you know what? These guys aren't even that good.
You know who looks really bad? Can't lie.
You know who looks really, really bad? The guy that was playing with Phil.
It turns out
couldn't even hit an iron.
That stupid amateur.
But yeah.
Speaking of amateurs, I was following the Monday Q guy today, and he said that the last group on the Monday Q had to leave their golf mate back. They said he was plus 18, and they were sick of playing with him by the 18th hole. They just left him. So that is hilarious. The guy shows up to play the Monday Q, and it's so embarrassing.
How do you qualify for a Monday qualifier?
Show up and pay $200.
That's all you have to do?
Yeah. Me and you can do it. The more popular ones, you have to play like the Saturday, Sunday before for the ability to play into the queue on Monday. But the less popular ones, like I bet you RBC, we probably could have just gone and paid our $200 and tried to queue in.
I would be left behind because I would definitely shoot 18 over.
Yeah. I saw some, because I'm pretty sure you played from the tips, so.
Yeah.
I saw a YouTube video.
I played from the tips before. It sucks.
It sucks, yeah. I'm not a good golfer from the regular tees. So, but I saw, it was a female, I can't remember her name, and I feel really embarrassed for it, but an LPGA player who has her LPGA card, but also does Monday Qs to try to play PGA events. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
That's very cool.
And she'll probably get there at some point. But
we have a dog at the door.
Basically, her goal, she said, is
that means that it's time to go.
We got a dog barking.
Dog at the door.
Thank y'all. We'll stop talking about Monday Qs.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. We really appreciate everyone that watches. If you made it this far, like, subscribe, comment, tweet at us, follow us on Twitter.
All that good stuff.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank y'all.